Good morning, guys. It is a beautiful morning up on this mountain in the misty cloud with a little bit of mist rain coming through. I got a nice little kind of babbling of a creek, but it's not really a creek next to me. It's just the water running all the way down this mountain in the little washout rut that's going to go all the way down. So I can actually hear that from inside of the truck, which is really nice. I had the window open this morning right before I lit the stove, and that's all I could hear is that trickling water. So pretty awesome up here. I have not heard a single person or a single noise other than the snow, the rain, and that babbling creek. So as you guys can see, there is no snow. Last night it snowed a bit, and then it turned to slush, and then it turned back to rain. And it rained probably for 2 or 3 hours, and then it stopped, which was awesome because I could open up the windows and just have a little bit of fresh air come in with the wood stove burning. I sat down, edited some photos on my computer, packed that away, watched a movie, went to sleep. So this morning, hot cup of coffee on the go. I have a couple of these breakfast pitas. These are apple cinnamon. I've got 4 of them, so I'm probably gonna have 2 on the go as I get in the truck and take off. I got a few things to do here before I leave though. So if you guys are following the series here on Cape Breton Island, my overlanding trip, you guys will know that this is now day 3. There are 2 days before this that you guys should go and check out. I got up this morning and realized one of my off-road lights on my roof rack is snapped off. Now there's a story with this because it broke off before I even left home 2 days ago, and it's broken again. Now after reviewing some of the footage, I can see that it broke on the road on pavement because the previous places I was at, it was there. So I'm not sure what's going on with it. I replaced it at home. 2 of the heads were broken off, and I did not over tighten them. It's not freezing conditions out here, so I don't know what's going on, guys, but those 2 heads snapped off again. So I'm gonna have to extract the screws with a pair of pliers, put some zip ties through it, head into town and find 2 more self-tapping screws that I can replace those broken ones off with. It's up on the roof, it's still sitting there, it's totally fine, but I have to repair that. And seeing that I'm up in the woods, I've got my firewood bin underneath the tailgate. I might as well take advantage of some of this cut wood from the logging industry, grab the chainsaw, get it out, cut up some wood, and that'll square me away for hopefully another day or 2 with the wood stove and possibly get the hot tent set up. So I gotta eat my coffee, or drink my coffee, eat my coffee. I gotta drink my coffee and probably eat these on the way down the mountain, but I've got a little bit of work to do yet. So cheers guys, morning coffee time. Alright guys, I've got the chainsaw ready to go, full of bar oil, fully charged battery. We're ready to cut some wood. So the sun off in the distance is playing peekaboo. It's coming up right now, still rising, and once it gets all the way up, the sky is total cloud cover, so I think it's going to go back into the clouds and it's going to be a somewhat cloudy, rainy day, which is totally awesome by me. So if you guys can see, there is still a little bit of smoke coming out of the chimney. The fire is basically out, so I've got to wait for that to be totally out before I can take the chimney down, because I don't want the smoke going in the back of the camper. So I'm going to let that do its thing, and we'll take a look at that before we go, obviously. But right now, I'm going to go grab a tree. So off in the distance, I was just over there, and I could actually see a dead standing pine. I'm going to grab the saw, go over there, cut it, drag it back here, and try and do all my cutting right here, because I've got my firewood bin just underneath of the truck. So I'll stack everything in the bin, and then we can get on that light and get that fixed up, and hopefully everything will be squared away, and then we can hit the road, get the truck fired up, warmed up, and off we go, guys. Well guys, this first tree that I'm cutting into, the top section really doesn't look bad at all, but the whole bottom section, probably the first 3 feet, is totally punky and rotten. So I'm only able to actually get enough firewood off of the top of the tree for maybe one night. So I'm gonna have to collect another tree or two, get those cut up, toss them in the bin, and go from there. This stuff looks really good, the top section, but like I said, the bottom's just too punky. So I'm going to continue cutting, collecting wood, and hopefully wrap this up rather quickly. Alright, so everything in camp is basically done. The last thing to do is reattach this off-road light. As you guys can see, it is just kind of hanging by the wire. I found it laying flat down on top of the cap yesterday. I came up and looked at it, and the exact same problem that happened when I was at home before I came on this trip happened again. So both of the heads are sheared off. They're still in the aluminum bracket, and then both the studs, the threaded sections, are still in the metal rack. So I've got to grab my multi-tool and kind of extract them from the back. It's going to take a few minutes, and then pull the heads out, and then I've got a whole pack of zip ties. I'm just going to zip tie it through the holes, get it secured enough to get on the road, and then maybe if I have to stop at a hardware store to grab some new screws, I'll grab those, put them in, and fix. But for now, just going to get this rigged up enough so I can drive. Alright, so I just got the 2 screws extracted out of the holes, and this is really funny, guys. I have 3 multi-tools in my truck. None of them had any tools on it to get in underneath of this little 90-degree angle lip to actually turn the screws loose. But I do have a little keychain set of fingernail clippers that were just big enough to get in there, clamp, and turn. So guys, if you got them, use them. These fingernail clippers were definitely helpful today. So this is just got to get mounted right there like that. The zip ties look like they'll slide through that hole. I may have to grab my multi-tool actually to pull them through because these are a little bit larger than the hole. So I'm just going to get these strapped on here, and we'll be ready to hit the road once I get the traction boards back in the bag and tossed in the back. But I'm not sure what's happening here, guys. There are no marks on it. Like I said, reviewing the footage, I didn't hit any trees. I didn't go through any low-lying limbs or anything like that. This was on and secure after this was mounted on the roof, so there's nothing that hit the light at all. I'm not sure what's going on, if it's vibration or cold, warm. I'm not sure. I don't see anything that can affect this at all, but the heads were just sheared right off in the aluminum, and the studs were stuck in there. And this is the second time it's happened. So anyways, I'm just going to get that secured, and then it's going to be fire the truck up, warm it up, and get out of here, guys. guys, well, I am off of the mountain and just taking the truck out of 4-wheel drive right now, back into 2. That was pretty awesome. So I was way farther up that hill than I thought. I was way up the mountain. Last night I was just in a hurry to find a spot to camp, so I wasn't really paying attention to how far I was traveling, and I apologize for the camera shaking, guys. It's a very bumpy, dirt road. But yeah, I was not paying attention to how far I actually went up there. I was way up there, like way up there. So it was pretty fun driving in the mud. There were a couple hairy situations there, just with clearance. It's really hard to show on camera the size of obstacles, but some of those obstacles were massive, like 2-3 feet deep. A lot of those washout trenches were really deep, and just navigating with one person, it's tricky. So you just got to go really slow and just take it easy. And that slick mud and the clay, it just pulls the truck all over the place. So once you start sliding, you keep sliding. So got out of there, no problem. I'm still on a dirt road, like I said. I'm just trying to navigate my way out to this lake. I can see on my GPS there's a big lake, and from there I'm going to be traveling into the town Inverness, and it looks like there's a beach there. So I'll pull right up to the beach in the parking area, and it's a little town too, so there's gas stations, hardware stores, all kinds of stuff. Those zip ties on the roof for the off-road light, that seems to be holding really well. So I'm just going to skip the hardware store. I don't think I'll pull in, but I'm going to get some kilometers covered here, guys, and get to that town, and I'll catch up with you guys when I get there. Okay, so I just made it into the town of Inverness, and I'm sitting at a dock right in front of the ocean. I'll give you guys a really quick look, but there's actually a bunch of signs here. It says no parking, although there's like 5 vehicles parked here and they just keep pulling into parking. So I don't know if it's just a local thing or what, but there are sand dunes here. You're not allowed climbing them, of course, but yeah, I'll give you guys a really quick look. And it's windy, it's kind of cloudy and a little bit misty out, so I'm not going to stick around because I do have other driving to do to get to the locations that I really want to see today. So we'll jump out for just a quick second, have a look, and then we'll get back in and on the road. So back in the truck now. I was just down on the beach walking around. Man, the beaches on this island are next level. Beautiful sand out there, and the tide's in really high right now, so can't really get out that far, but I imagine this crescent-shaped beach just washes out really far of just nice sand. So that is all I'm going to be doing in this town, I believe. I've got a full tank of gas, and it's time to get on the road, so let's get at it and let's find another spot. Okay guys, I just pulled over on the side of this Oceanside cliff, and the view out this window is excellent. Take a look at this. Alright guys, so this view is what I'm chasing on this adventure. I want to see beautiful oceanscapes just like I've got behind me, and I'm like 4 feet away from the truck. Just pulled over on the side of a road. I saw that and I had to pull over and see it. Absolutely epic. Okay guys, that was pretty awesome. Just pulling away from that spot, that was epic. This is the reason why I'm not going into major towns a whole lot. I want to be on the backcountry roads. I want to be seeing this kind of stuff. Absolutely incredible. So I do apologize for the camera shaking around right now. It's a very bumpy dirt road, and the camera's gonna wobble. So I've chosen to do an Oceanside drive today, and I'm definitely not going to be disappointed. I'm hoping for an ocean campground as well. When I say campground, I mean wild camping location, of course. Or like right on the beach. So I've never been there before. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what the high tide line is, but we're going to find out today, hopefully, and have a beautiful area to call home for tonight. So let's get after it. All right guys, it is absolutely incredible right here, right now. I found this basically a secret cove. It was just a little windy dirt road to get down here. I said, why not explore it? And I gotta say, I'm definitely rewarded. So it is a couple of days away from the month of December. Watch this, guys. It is definitely not cold out here. It's about plus 15 degrees Celsius right now. I'm going for an ocean walk. So this is pretty epic of a location to just stumble upon. I get to walk in the ocean, I get to walk in a freshwater stream right behind the camera, and I still can't get over it is a couple of days away from December, and I'm here in Nova Scotia, Cape Breton, walking around like it's summer. So I might actually stay here tonight. I'm gonna take a look at the map and kind of weigh my odds where I want to be tomorrow morning. This is pretty hard to turn up, guys. This is an epic location. I don't know if I can pass this up, but the sun is incredible right now as well. So I don't know, I'm gonna do some thinking right here, just sit here for a few moments, stare at the ocean, soak in some of the sunlight, and I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Well guys, I think I've reached my decision. This is the spot. Looking out at that beach is absolutely incredible. The sand, the golden grass, the sunlight coming through. Sunset over here might actually turn out to be epic, although there is a huge cliff mountainside over there that might block all of the light. I think it's worth the risk though to wait and see what happens, and there's plenty of wood down on the beach to light a fire, so decision's made. All right, so just getting my phone plugged into one of these batteries here. It's just about dead, and I am using it as a backup camera, so just got to do a little bit of a tidy up. I've got to say though, guys, this is insane. So from the muddy, wet, mucky mountaintop all the way down to the beautiful, sunny, sandy beach. What a crazy day this has been. So I'm actually very, very, very happy with this location that I just found, and I'm definitely staying here. So looking out the side window right now, looking out this window, I have a bedroom view of the ocean with all this beautiful grass. I can see the crashing waves, the clouds, everything right out this window. So this is going to be an incredible evening. I'm going to check the fridge in just a moment because I'm not sure about what I'm going to be cooking for supper tonight. I kind of do want to cook it on the shore, and the tide should be coming back in probably within an hour or two, so I'm not sure how high it's going to come. But I'm just going to dig in the fridge, find something, and head on down to the beach and start cooking. Alright guys, so after looking at the dry goods that I have for food and some of these refrigerated bits for food, I have everything that I need to make pesto pasta salad. So I'm going to grab my titanium wok, everything I need to make some pesto, head down to the beach, make a small campfire, cook up some pesto, and enjoy it. Later on, I'm going to make my way back up to the truck. And if the winds and the temperatures aren't too terrible, I might spend the evening down on the beach with a tiny fire, or I might hang out up by the truck. Who knows, we'll see what happens, but time is of the essence because it is late in the day and the tide is making its way back in. So let's get this stuff down to the beach and get cooking. All right, guys, what an amazing day today has been. All the way up in the mountains last night with the rain, a little bit of snow, a ton of mud, a little bit of four-wheel drive. It was pretty fun up there. So now that we're down here on the ocean in this cove area, sitting up here on the truck on the spare tire, guys, I gotta say, this is pretty epic right now. I've got a cold brew on the go. Watching those wave crest and crash is just amazing. The sounds are going to be awesome tonight. It is so warm out, I don't think I'm going to be lighting the wood stove inside of the truck. I'm just going to let it be for tonight and see what tomorrow brings. It might be colder in the next location. It is brisk out, I will say that. It is brisk. I don't need a sweater on just yet, but I think I will very soon. But I don't think it's going to get cold enough for the wood stove. So I'm going to sit here all alone on this beach and enjoy my drink. Cheers, guys. I'll be up here right up until nightfall. I'll see you guys inside the camper. All right, guys. Well, I'm inside now after being up on the roof for probably over an hour, just chilling out, watching the ocean waves. I got some stunning photos that I am itching to get into my computer and edit, and that is one thing I get really excited about. And it's strange, I don't know, maybe some of you photographers out there would agree. Do you get excited to edit your photos? Because a lot of people would probably say, well, you already know what they look like. And it's not what they look like, it's what they're going to look like. Because sometimes when you capture images, pretty much every time, the images don't look like what you see in your head on the camera. Okay, and I am a huge no Photoshop user. I do not use Photoshop. I only use Lightroom. So I try to get everything right in camera that I can. And that is the beautiful thing about photography, is it's always a challenge. So all I do in Lightroom is I just adjust the light, the highlights, the lighting, the color, things of that nature, but I don't ever actually do Photoshop, like removing things or adding things. I don't believe in that. I believe in whatever you capture in the camera was in front of you, and you just have to kind of tweak the scene, because cameras have exposure and dynamic range that our brains have, but how we see things, the cameras don't see them. I don't know if that makes any sense. I probably just lost a bunch of people, but what you got to do is basically find the sweet spot, highlights, shadows, midtones, all that, and then have the image in your head and what you want it to look like. And that's what I always do. And then the fun part comes recreating that so you can see it. So I already see it in my head. I can see what I'm looking at. Now I just need to pull that out of the image and then share it with you guys. So I'm looking forward to this tonight. A little bit of a photography crash course there. One thing I did do is I did just install the stovepipe. So I came in and I was like, no fire tonight. And then I got thinking, I was like, wait a minute, I'm on the ocean. It's cold outside. It's going to be a little warm inside. We're going to have condensation. And not only that, I want to hear the ocean waves, which means I've got to have that window open right next to the camera, which means it's going to get cold, and I don't want to be in here cold. So I am going to fire up the wood stove a little later on. I'm just going to get situated first, though. I'm going to get my downfill pants on rather early this evening. Or no, I'm just going to put my base layers on, and I'll save these for later on. But yeah, I'm just going to get changed into some comfier clothes and get squared away here with a few things. And possibly have one of these gigantic
beautiful iced cinnamon rolls. I got 3 of these. I totally even forgot I brought them. So I'm probably going to dig into that, have some treats tonight. I'm on the ocean. I love being on the ocean. I love camping next to the ocean. And one thing I have to do tonight, because I've been talking about this the whole time I've been on the island, Christmas lights. I'm going to tackle the Christmas lights tonight, so I don't know how I'm going to hang them or where I'm going to put them, but these Christmas lights are going up tonight because it is almost Christmas, or it's almost December, I should say. Tomorrow is December. Christmas lights got to go up, guys. So I will catch up with you in a few minutes when I'm all changed. Alright, so I've changed into some comfy clothes. I've got the wood stove crackling and popping away. Nice and warm in here now, guys, I gotta say. And the window right behind the camera is totally wide open. I can actually hear the waves crashing and a nice cool breeze coming in every now and then. I've got the Christmas lights on. Now, they are flickering in the camera because of the frame rate that I'm recording at, but they're not flickering in real life, so just in the frame rate. But it's really short. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer, and all these battery units, they all plug in with the AC on the right side of the battery. So that means I had to double back a little bit just to plug it in there, but that's totally fine. These are only pulling 4 watts for the entire strand. 4 watts. That's not bad at all. I'll show you guys what it looks like with these lights off. So that's the vibe in here right now. I do have the upper and lower lights on, and if I really want to give it that extra Christmas cheer, what I've been doing is turning one on red and one on green. So now we've got a red and a green, and I can rotate those if I really want to. I put that one green and change this one red. And then I've got these Christmas lights on, which is actually pretty awesome. The vibe in here right now is definitely spot on with those Christmas lights. So I'm probably going to lounge in here with, I'm going to turn all of those on red, and I'm just going to use the Christmas lights by themselves. So this is actually a really nice vibe. With the wood stove and the Christmas lights, it definitely feels like the holiday season. So I'll get this turned back on. Turn that on. We'll turn these on green, just because they're a little bit brighter for filming. So what I'm going to be doing is I am definitely going to be having one of these big old cinnamon buns. I'm going to get into that in just a second. I've got everything in here that I need for tonight. It's going to be a very productive and comfortable evening. On the laptop, I want to get those photos edited. Definitely, I'm itching to get in there and edit those photos. So that means I'm going to wrap this video up for tonight, and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow in another episode. If you guys have been following along, you're already up to speed. You already know where I'm headed. And if you're not, I highly suggest to go back and watch the other episodes and find out. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.